Smart contractors hire specialized team. Rank high on Google, hook better leads. Hookagency.com.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I am talking about how to make a website today. It's a fairly simple thing, but a lot of people don't feel comfortable with doing it, and so I want to show you how to just get it started for those of you that are in home services, roofing, or anything else. We serve a lot of contractors in the 2 million plus range, but there's a lot of people that are just starting, and I want to be of service to them and try to show them how to set up a basic website in a DIY way. So I hope this is useful to you. And yeah, we're gonna hit it here and talk through what we're doing throughout the process. All right, so if I was to go to present my screen here, I realize this is a kind of weird time to be streaming this. It's kind of late, but we're gonna buy a domain, Johnny Tree Service. So we're gonna get this from GoDaddy.com. And then we're going to hook it up to WP Engine, which is my one of my preferred hosting things. We actually use Rocket at Hook Agency, but let's see. I'm going to do no domain protection. I'm not going to use their templates. I'm not going to do this right now. And I'm probably just going to sign up for a year because I have no idea if I'm going to. This is an experiment domain, so we're going to try it for a year. And I'm sure you guys have bought a domain before, so this isn't going to be anything dramatic. But we've got it. Yay! For $12, we've got a new.com. Based on domain, we've made it a coming soon page. I'm going to not do that for now. How's that? Because we're going to get a site going on WordPress. We got the domain, and we're going to take the DNS once we get hosting set up over here. But we are going to go to WP Engine. So you would need to sign up for WP Engine. It's fairly simple. It's a decent hosting platform. We're going to add a site here. Oh, I might need to get another account on here. Do this. You know what? I'm just going to go through the process of signing up for WP Engine because I actually don't have any sites on WP Engine right now. We'll even talk through pricing and what's decent pricing and stuff for hosting. Unless I've got a Hook Agency account on here, which I would love that. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it on here. We are going to add site. There might be some things where I do I have to go to a different tab so you don't see login information or something like that. But
Smart contractors hire specialized team. Rank high on Google, hook better leads.
trying to figure out if I should just do this on GoDaddy because this seems expensive. 200 a year. Any hosting though is going to be somewhat expensive, so you know what, I'm going to do this.
Smart contractors hire specialized.
So far we spent $12, and then we have to spend another $200 for this hosting. I think that hosting through the cheapest hosting through WordPress is $15, and it would be somewhat similar to this. It actually might be a little simpler to set up, but I think WP Engine hosting is better than GoDaddy hosting, so that's why I'm doing that.
Smart contractors hire specialized team. Rank high on Google, hook better leads.
So yeah, I'm going to sites. Once you get in here, just go into sites, say blank website. We are going to do this for a company called Johnny Appleseed Tree Service. This is kind of a hypothetical service at the moment. And it is going to end up being, since we bought that domain, it's going to end up being on johnnytreeservice.com. So let's see if we can, let's just try Johnny Tree. Add site. And so this is going to build out that instance of WordPress. And while it's doing that, I want to talk just a little bit about why I like to use WordPress. There are a lot of different types of hosting services and ways to make websites. Wix is a common one. GoDaddy Builder is a common one. And the reason I prefer WordPress is because it's kind of it's a very SEO friendly one in that it's very easy to add tools, plugins, and things like that. It's WordPress is a lot of the internet, and so by building on WordPress, you kind of set yourself up for the future. And I want to be clear that I like it partly because I've built websites on it for a long time. So that is part of it. I'm not necessarily saying I want to interact with y'all too while this is being built out. Jordan Weinar says, "Why not Timmy Tree Service?" Well, you know what's funny? I started my company originally as Timby Design, that is now hookagency.com, and I got advice from a competitor who, hey, you could have been messing with me. But he said, you don't want to set it up as your name because then everyone will expect it to be you every time. So I like brands where it's kind of a separate iconic type thing versus the company owner name. That's my preference. Appreciate that question. I'm going to see if there's any other questions here while this is getting set up. Nope, not yet. Feel free to chime in, and I will try to engage you while you're chatting. And if for some reason I don't see your comment, excuse me, sometimes StreamYard is not particularly good at doing that. This should be a fun one, though. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and I hope that it's useful to somebody out there that wants to build their own website. So far, we've bought the domain. We've started our hosting on WP Engine. Let's take a look and see where it's at. Building out that WordPress instance. Looks like it's still being built. So I'll take a moment to talk about the name of this thing and what I'm doing a little bit longer. And by the way, all of this takes time in between things. It's kind of hurry up and wait. And if you're watching this back later, yes, John Clue says unlimited pages on WordPress. Absolutely. I like the way WordPress is built because you can make a template and then duplicate that template and change out the content. So, for instance, for city landing pages or for services, you can build them out. Yeah, yes, absolutely. It is unlimited. And when you make a WordPress site on any of these hosting plans, whether it's GoDaddy or WP Engine, essentially the pages isn't necessarily the part that they're kind of prorating. They're usually prorating things like if you have a ton of traffic on your website, which if this is a new business or a new company, you're probably not going to have a ton of it. John Clues, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. So I'm going to keep on kind of refreshing this back in the background, but let me tell you how I made this this logo for 1 second. And if it's just trying to be interesting in the meantime, I actually used AI for this logo, which I think is not that crazy in this day and age, but now I'll share what I'm looking at here. So I made this using, actually I used Discord and I used Midjourney. And what I did is then I took it and I modified it with Adobe Illustrator. So I did modify it completely, but I wanted to try to get a very distinct character, and kind of came up with a concept for a business where we would trim a tree and then plant a tree. Like every time you got your trees serviced, we would plant a seed, and maybe even, hey, he could be a squishy guy, as a icon, and you could a kid's toy, and then you could also give them like apple seeds or something every time you do a service or something like that. So something I'm trying to do that could be a little bit more fun. But let's see. Site is being built. Still being built. Hey, let's see how close we are to being done here. Why show this logo? So the next thing that we're going to be doing, and we can do this while it's being built. What we're going to do is we're going to go find a WordPress theme. So a good place, and people don't know this, but you can essentially roll out a basic WordPress theme on, on a WordPress instance, and they're kind of built out websites already. Now, this isn't necessarily what I'm suggesting for really mature businesses that have been around a long time, but if you're a new business, you can go to themeforest.com. Here, let me share this tab. So I looked up tree service WordPress themes on themeforest.net, actually, and Envato Market is what it's called. I also looked up home services, and I found a few that I kind of like. I found this towny one, and I found a few other ones. So let's just kind of show what those. So this is a WordPress theme. It's essentially built out a WordPress site that you could, flip into whatever you want. So let's say if we chose this, we could actually build out this basic WordPress theme fairly quickly. These things can get a little clunky, but this is a decent looking website, and I kind of like this one. This one's pretty cool. And then the other one I saw that I kind of like, I don't like this weird when it takes over the mouse, but it's pretty cool. And then the other one is that I liked is this one. I think I'm going to choose this one, to be honest with you. And then we have to do a few things to get this onto our other websites. So what if we chose this one? And I'm scared. Every WordPress theme is different to the degree that they're going to look like this once you actually roll it out. So I'm scared that it's not going to be quite that satisfying in this case. But now we are going to spend a little bit more money by buying this theme. So it's called Townie. I'm going to buy this on Envato Market or themeforest.net. You can't see my PayPal. But I am buying this. Oh, don't look at that. It doesn't have all my information anyways, don't worry. All right. So now I'm going to download it. And I'm not going to show my whole screen here, but I'll talk you through what I'm doing. So I'm unzipping this file and I'm opening that folder. I kind of want to show this. I think I should actually. I should show this. I'm going to actually see if I can present my full screen for a second. Steven Searless is asking. I think this one was like $65, and most of these are about $65. So I'm sorry, I'm just showing you what I'm doing here. I think that was about $65, that one that I just bought. All right, now I'm gonna go. I need to upload this theme, and then I need to upload the child theme into our WordPress instance. So I'm gonna go back to this, and if you're in WP Engine, I'd just go to the admin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to import. I'm going to install the WordPress import. We're going to import that thing that we just saw. So this Townie, I'm going to import that. All right. One second. Actually, theme file editor. Sorry, it's here. Theme file editor or themes. Sorry, you have to upload it to themes. It's been a second. So upload theme townie.zip and then install. And then I'm going to activate that theme. And like I said, it takes a second in order to continue, activate the theme Rex add-ons plugin. Okay, so 1 second. I'm doing what it said for whatever the theme is, because you might choose a different theme on Theme Forest, but I'm going to kind of follow the instructions. I'm getting the theme rec. I'm going to put all of these plugins that it has in this folder in the plugins folder. Upload plugins, but I'm going to especially do that one that it said. Add new plugin. Actually, before I do it, install plugin ThemeRex add-ons. Install. Activate. I'm not going to do this unless I have to. Okay, it looks like I have to. Please activate your copy of the theme in order to get access. Okay, let's do it. Basically, I'm just looking for what it's telling me to do. Every single one of these is going to be a little different. If I am accessing this license number, I may have to stop sharing my screen for a second. So I actually want to stop sharing the screen just because I'm going to essentially activate this thing, and I don't want anyone to activate the same thing. So I'm actually going back to Theme Forest and Envato, and I'm going to get my license number. So I'm going to the download section. I'm clicking regular license. Nope, that's not it. Basically, I'm trying to figure out where the license is. Okay, buy license. You have one license for this item. Okay, so you go back to the purchased spot, and it says you have one license for this item, and I'm downloading that. I'm opening that. And I'm looking for the number. Excuse me. It might take me a second. You usually should be able to click download next to the item for which you want the purchase code. Downloads. Okay, so it is on the main page for the themes. You press the big button that says download, and then you look at it says license certificate and purchase code, and you click that, and then you open that, and you get your license purchase code and item ID there. All right, now I've got that. I'm gonna get that in here. Excuse the boredom. Mitch Ketron says amazing logo, especially so quickly. I love to see your process for that. I did the same thing for a rebrand with Midjourney and Photoshop's generative fill to get the characters dialed in. I would absolutely be open to showing that on another video here. All right, so I'm just getting this. Making sure my name matches the one on my profile for Theme Forest, so just in case that matters here. Tim Brown. I'll show my screen again here once this is done. I just didn't want to I don't know why someone would do this, but I didn't want somebody to use the same purchase code. All right, so we are activated. Excuse the screen mirroring stuff. So I'm really just like, honestly, when I'm setting all this up, I'm usually just making sure that I do everything in the right order. And the main thing you don't want to do is move on without installing, I call it installing sample content, because then you have a whole site that's basically kind of a really basic. See, we installed that WordPress. This is a mistake that a lot of you it'll happen where you install it. You installed that $60 theme, but it just has this, it looks like trash, right? So we need to make sure to install the sample content. But I want to first, before I install the sample content, I want to install any recommended plugins. So all the plugins that came from that thing, we're going to get all those in here. So I'm installing the rest of the plugins that it provided. Because if you install the sample content without uploading these plugins, it might not work as it should. And when you choose a theme, you want to choose something as close to what you do as possible. So if it has tools in it, then those tools will be related to your business. If I was a tree service company and I chose a therapy theme, even though it looks cool, there might not be some related tools in that thing. So like I said, I'm just getting all these plugins in here. Then we'll move on. Excuse me if this is boring. Baby is sleeping, yes. And wife is sleeping. All right. Trying to get back to where I was. Okay. Cancel and go back. All right. I think everything is up here now. Now all the things that it recommended, and there will be different things in your theme. So the key is upload all the recommended plugins that were included in the file. Add the license, and then we need to go upload sample content. So let's just make sure all these plugins are activated. Okay, everything's activated. Now let's go to themes, because I think that's the next spot would probably be to go to themes, because or where were we? Start setup. So I'm going to theme panel, start set. Actually, let's install the child theme first. I know this is like a little bit complicated, but all this is a beautiful thing if you followed it all. We're going to install the Townie child theme. You generally want a child theme so that when you edit any of the files, if you ever edit the files, that it doesn't mess up the main theme. And if you have future updates on the theme, that it won't break everything. All right, start setup. Download and update add-ons. Okay. I'm going to skip step, I think, on this. I'm going to update to the current skin. This will look different on every single one. It's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. I'm going to go back and look at this theme. Townie. I want to figure out what the name of the one that I liked was. So this one, they're calling this Handyman. So I'm going to put that in there. Handyman. Should be different skins. I'm getting a little confused by that, but do we want to install any of these things? Probably want to install any builders that it's suggesting. Like this is Elementor, even though as a developer, I kind of hate these builders. For this particular demonstration, we're going to show it with the builder. And it's recommending a contact form. We should probably install that. I am trying to figure out if there's anything else on here that should be, that will likely be used. I'm just going to install that one. I'm going to install that one. I'm not going to do any WooCommerce, I don't think. Let's skip. Actually, let's do it. Install and activate. Let's take time. While this is doing this, I'm going to pause just to interact. You make it look easy. Oh, well, every one of these themes is a little different. I'm going to try to emphasize the stuff that is going to really matter. It's interesting. I don't know. You might be making fun of me. I have no idea. It doesn't feel that easy. What I do love is, like I said, getting a theme that relates to your business, because I think that that's a smart way to do this. I want to see if there's any interaction on Facebook, because sometimes it doesn't come through. Nope. These ones might be a little longer than my website audits, because there's just more little details and waiting. If we do get this whole site set up on the domain and with a logo on it with basic content in place, even if it's not real content, in less than an hour, I will be a little bit surprised if we're able to basically start a website in less than an hour. But this stuff takes time, for sure. This stuff does take time. Appreciate it, Steven. I think learning this stuff is fun. I mean, it's fun to be able to roll out websites, even for side projects or passion projects or anything like that. All right. We're going to present back at it. Partial import or full import? I really like going for full import, if I'm honest. Go on any of these things, import everything. Because what we're gonna do is once we have it up, we're gonna swap everything out. And this is gonna take some time. And I mean, maybe I could go through my if it's quick, then I won't need to do any other side projects here. I was gonna say maybe I could show you how I made that logo. I do think a good logo makes a website look really good, though. You know what I mean? Looks like Media is going to take the longest.
Smart contractors hire specialized team. Rank high on Google.
Let's stop this. I need to set one up for my business. I have a domain through GoDaddy, but I'm just using email currently. Absolutely. What kind of business do you have, Stephen?
Smart contractors
I
rank high on Google.
want to share this, but not my whole stuff. Present, share screen.
Smart contractors hire specialized team.
All right, it's at 61%. Hurry up and wait is the name of the game on making new websites here. Feel free to chat with me, y'all. Safety inspection, CPR, and active shooter safety. Cool, man. I don't know exactly what kind of theme you'd look for, but maybe a basic, or like a corporate training theme or business services theme, maybe potentially. And look for the functions that you want, not just the look that you want.
Smart contractors hire specialized team.
All right, let's skip that step. This is one that, I mean, technically I could spend a little time on. I can always come back here though. So, I mean, I'm excited. Part of the thing is I'm a little bit excited to get this all up though. But what should I do? Okay, so let's take a second because it is hard to redo some of these things later when you do this. So I'd actually want these to be brand colors. Even though I can edit this later, I am going to do this now. And I think this is probably a good principle too. That just because otherwise this will look bad so I'm actually going to go grab the hex code of my logo. And actually, you know what? I'll show you this. I'll present my whole screen because present.
Smart contractors hire specialized team. Rank high on Google.
Excuse the mirroring here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna get these colors. I'm gonna kind of match the lights and darks a little bit, but this is my main color, like the red and the green here. A little Christmassy. That's okay. So I'm gonna kind of match the dark colors in my logo to this side and the light colors to this. So let's pull this one up, match this. It's the light version of that red. I'm getting the hex, right? For the green, let's get the dark green. It's going to save us time later trying to switch out all these colors, right? There's probably other tools for getting your hex codes as well. Let's see. I'm going to grab this yellow from the hair. And we don't have a darker version of this. We have kind of a brown. So I'm just going to darken this one a little bit. And you could do the same thing. You could grab 3 colors from your logo and then you could darken them a bit. This is the hover state. You really do want them to be different so that the button color, it actually shows when you're hovering over a button. Let's see if we can upload our logo from this. Johnny Appleseed. See how this looks. It might look crazy, but let's try it first. You know, since this is all I'm gonna try this. Johnny Appleseed. I'm gonna put in alt text for every image I ever put into this website. Since this is, the series is gonna turn into how to do your SEO. Johnny Appleseed, tree service, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. You always want to fill out your alt text because that you're telling Google what this image is. Use site name as logo. Nope. I guess. Do we want boxed or wide? I think we want wide. I would generally choose that. Sidebar position, that works. I don't love sidebars, but sometimes on a theme like this, it might make sense. Post page settings. Inherit, no sidebar. Single style. This is talking about the single blog post. So let's kind of look at it. You're going to have different settings as you're setting up your theme. But I would say generally actually try to pay attention and try to make this stuff, pay enough attention to make some choices. Cover style, icons, pagination. I like page numbers, or actually I kind of like load more. All right, let's finish. Wait, why is that? Let's save options, I guess. All right. I wonder if we're close. This is not close. Let's see what we probably, looks like we might have done something wrong. Like I said, every theme is different. I was thinking about doing a safe theme that I've worked with before, and I wanted to try something new. Let's begin installing plugins. Let's see how this turns out. It might be because these themes, it needs Elementor to work properly. So we're gonna, if everything looks broken, go install the themes that it's recommending. This is gonna be really anticlimactic if I can't figure this out. I'm not gonna lie, this is such a common thing, though. That if you if you don't install something right, that it will be all broken. So just keep installing stuff that it's recommending if that happens to you. This happens on a lot of themes, to be honest with you. All right, well, there you go. We've got the basic look of this site up. I definitely want it to be that other look though, but we have a basic site up. I want it to be that other, so let's see if we can find that. But hey, we've got something. Let's see. Theme panel. Maybe it's under theme Rex add-ons. Yeah, I mean, if I have to end this without getting that other look to it, I might have to do that. That I don't want to spend an insane amount of time just I'm just swapping out the logos here. It would be much cooler if I could end with that look that I wanted. And then in future videos, we're just going to talk through. We are going to talk through how to build this out for SEO. So let's go back to GoDaddy. Oh no! Hey, I'm gonna stop for a second. Is my theme playing in the background? Uh-oh. Oh no, it is. It's just back here, dude. I mean, I definitely did that on purpose, but I didn't realize it was still gone. Damn, that was crazy. All right. Just subconscious marketing there. All right, let's see what I'm gonna see what we got here. Yeah, sorry, dude. Yeah, Mitch says, "Oh, I'll just change this margin on mobile really quick." 3 hours later, the entire header is broken. Hey, Mitch, that is the truth about themes. That's why we do completely custom stuff. Just to be real, um, we build it completely custom, so you're never like changing content, images, or text, and then suddenly everything's broken because the content is not mixed in with the structure. And that's why we build websites the way that we do. So that's why we don't normally use themes. For this one, I definitely just wanted to get you guys started on some kind of website. And I do think it is cool if you have never done one of these to have that skill and to be able to do it if you need to. So this is, like I said, I just need everyone to know this isn't my ideal, but this is definitely something that I think is useful. I'm going to see if they have some kind of, usually they have like how to do the demo. So I really want to update this demo to be the one with the form right away because I really like that and I would prefer it to be that way. So I'm going to see if we can get that in the next 10 minutes. And if not, we're just going to connect the domain. So we got the logo in there. It looks a little rough. It is funny that we entered all those colors and none of them are in here. This is the deal with different types of themes because there's so much. We probably just need to go to like the theme panel and the theme options to change out the colors. But we did spend our time on that, so you would have thought that that would have applied. I think for the purposes of this, we're gonna need to move on to connecting the. So I'm gonna change all this stuff here later. And I don't know if this all needs to be on live because I might just be basically tweak a bunch of settings after this video to just get everything a little bit more like I want it. But I might revisit it briefly just to tell you guys what I did because this time, and I don't want to like make this video super boring. I want to get at the basics. So we have a site in place. Now we need to get the domain connected. And this can be a tricky thing. And the settings definitely change a lot, but we're going to try to do it. We're going to try to do it on here. Go live checklist. So basically you can use this go live checklist on WP Engine, add a domain in this portal. So we went and bought this Johnny Tree Service domain, right? So we're at GoDaddy. We go grab that domain. We pop it in here. Add domain. Johnny Tree Service. Also add www. I would say yes. Yes, I'm going to set this as the primary domain. Does this domain currently have live traffic? Absolutely no. Your domain is set. And now we need a point DNS. So let's do it. We can grab this CNAME, go back to domain settings. CNAME. We're going to paste it in here, but I just want to make sure that we're doing the right stuff. All right. If this domain is registered at GoDaddy and domain connect, I might as well do it the automatic way. Domain connect can automatically change the DNS configuration. Wow, look at that. It's all automatic and stuff. That's super nice. You successfully connected it. That's not very hard at all, y'all. Look at this. So usually it takes a second for this to connect. So let's stop for a second. Oh man, was I not showing my screen that whole time? I apologize. I thought I was showing my screen. Oh no. Okay, so what I did is I added the domain here on WP Engine. I went and added a domain. I added domain by clicking this. I just pasted Johnny Tree Service in there. And then it said the DNS settings and it said automatically connect to GoDaddy. So sorry I wasn't showing that. But it is really simple. Add domain, click DNS, and then say, especially if it was registered on GoDaddy, say automatically connect. So that was super, super, super easy here. Let's take a look at how this is updating. The other thing that it looks like it is connecting. Once it does connect, we want to add an SSL. And we will do that here shortly. Let's see how this is, if it's connected yet. Johnny Tree Service. It is not. So we are waiting for it to connect. Oh, it is directing it. So domains. And then we probably need to go back to our go live checklist. And we're going to do these one by one, right? Add your domain and set as primary. Update WordPress URLs. And from the WP admin, you'll need to update the WordPress URL settings to match your domain. Let's go look at this real quick. How to change your WordPress. Domain name. So it's under settings. So if we go to this, and then we go to settings, I think it's general. We're going to go to johnnytreeservice.com. Johnny Tree Service. JohnnyTreeService.com. Let's just make sure that that's the one, JohnnyTreeService.com. And while we're here, we're going to go ahead and say site title is Johnny Appleseed Tree Service. And I'm going to put some keywords in here just to, Eau Claire Tree Service, Wisconsin. Just make sure that's all going. I'm going to save those settings. It is going to kick you out because now the domain is different. And so then you can go back to your WP Engine or wherever. But if we click that, it should go. Or the WP admin. Let's see how this goes. And in the meantime, there is moments in this whole thing where everything is just kind of in flux. And so I wouldn't worry too much if one of these things doesn't work for a second. It looks like it's trying. Okay, boom, WP admin. Okay, we're there. So now we're on the domain. We have a website up at JohnnyTreeService.com. And that's cool. Ooh, it's even got some colors that we want. I don't know why it changed the colors in the meantime. Isn't that funny? But boom, look at that. We've got a logo. We're on JohnnyTreeService.com. I'm just going to continue with the go live checklist though, just to make sure everything's good. Update WordPress URLs. We did that. Configure DNS records. We've done that. Protect your site with an SSL. Yes, we need to do that. Add certificates. Get free certificates. Secure all URLs. I have read that and agreed to the terms and conditions. This is free with the hosting. All right. So yes, there's a ton of settings on this thing. This SSL is going to happen in the next 5-10 minutes. But there's a ton of things that we need to upgrade on this website, right? This is not our content. This is very basic. We might even want to change the layout of things, but we have a basic website up at JohnnyTreeServices.com, and we will continue to build it out with this the look and feel that we're given in this theme, and be able to build out a site fairly quickly on a theme. Now, this is like really the look and feel stuff is going to take a while. So even though I'm kind of saying, hey, it's easy, it does take a while. Melvin Schofield says, well, I don't have personal experiences or the ability to create websites myself. I can certainly see how easy it was to go through after you provide guidance on designing and developing websites. Utilizing WordPress themes. That was great. Thank you for sharing. Hey, thanks for being part of it. In under an hour, we have a site up at johnnystreeservice.com. We have a WordPress theme installed, and I hope that you guys could do this in a basic way as well. Now, like I said, I'm going to have to spend some time in the next few weeks just getting everything kind of looking the way I want it to and stuff like that. It does take time. It's not no time, but the basics and getting things in place is not that complicated. So don't let that hold you back. And like I said, Hook does completely custom design and development. And so I believe that that's the best for page speed and so many other things. But in the meantime, this series, which will probably be about hour videos or so, is just going to walk you through everything that I would do if I was doing SEO DIY. So if you want to do DIY SEO, follow along on the series. Steven says, seems easier than I thought. Yes, sir. It's just a lot of basic kind of boring things and kind of knowing where to look and kind of how to connect stuff and whatnot. So like I said, I really hope that somebody uses this to make a basic WordPress website. I think WordPress is the best platform. There's easier things. There's, if you want to do Wix or things like that, there's easier things. I just think this is the best for SEO. And so in this DIY home services SEO series, I'm going to be walking you guys through all of this stuff step by step. And each time we're going to break out like 2 or 3 different components of home service SEO and show you exactly how to do it from scratch on your own website. And I hope it's useful to y'all. Excuse me. Steven says, now I know what WordPress is. So that's a start. WordPress is, yes, exactly. It's a way to build websites, right? It's a platform for websites, and it is a great way to build websites because it's the standard on a lot of websites, small businesses websites, and it's easy to add tools to it like SEO tools, and that's one of the main things and why I love it so much. All right, y'all, it was good to chat, and I hope you have an incredible night or day or whenever you're watching this. Keep following along for the DIY home services SEO tutorials. All right, bye, guys.
Smart contractors, hire specialized team. Rank high on Google, hook better leads. Hookagency.com